if Anthony Joshua won, Anthony killed this man. Listen, a lot of questions, blah blah blah. Only one my answer. Anthony Joshua is Olympic champion.
Do you think that Joshua should be fighting Tyson Fury next year?
I won this fight. Yeah, I won this fight. Listen, if I do, I will try to help. Yeah, I will try to help.
Joshua is training with your team.
This is right. Yeah. Yes.
Oleksandr Usyk has finally weighed in on Anthony Joshua's upcoming clash with Kristian Prenga, and his reaction leaves little doubt about how he sees this fight ending. After helping guide Joshua behind the scenes, Usyk believes AJ has evolved into a relentless powerhouse who will overwhelm Prenga and could become undisputed champion by next year.
You're helping AJ. I see it. I feel like you and AJ, the relationship has now become like this. And I saw that you wrote down on the board, AJ, undisputed.
Yes. I believe.
You believe that?
Yes, I believe this because I know this is machine. Now he must work. He must change like this. But I believe it's possible.
What makes it even more remarkable is that Joshua is training alongside the man who beat him twice, with Usyk insisting their rivalry is now secondary to helping AJ improve.
He beat me twice. He beat me twice, innit?
Yes.
I'll be stupid to say that I'm better than him. I could definitely win a fight in the future, but for now he's better than me. I gotta give him his credit.
What made you decide to put that humility first and get in the gym with a guy who beat you twice and be willing to allow him to train you and show you his way?
Like with our sport, it's I don't dislike Usyk, but we just compete with each other, and I'm a very competitive person. So once that got put aside, let's go and put our energy into training and helping each other in the gym, really.
Joshua believes the guidance and support from Usyk have been invaluable, giving him extra confidence and preparation as he heads into his highly anticipated fight with Prenga.
So even just being like, we don't, for example, he's not hitting the bag, I'm hitting the bag, he's hitting the bag, I'm hitting the bag, but just being in the environment, two hard-working guys that are highly competitive, you feed off the energy, basically. So we're not competing, but we're just putting our energy into the gym and supporting each other that way.
As Joshua trains with Usyk ahead of the Kristian Prenga fight, reactions continue pouring in, with Tony Bellew describing the matchup as a formality designed to keep AJ active and satisfied.
I'm not going to lie, I think this fight is a formality, but ultimately, the reason it's happening is because his team want to see what happens in camp. His team want to see him pushed in sparring. His team want to see when you're in sparring and it gets around 7, 8, you feel a little bit tired. I want to see what happens up here. This fight is happening to please a camp, I believe.
But do you think AJ, if given the option, would have gone straight to Tyson Fury, as opposed to having this warm-up fight?
I believe if he was told this is the only option you've got to face Tyson Fury, he'd have said yes.
Meanwhile, promoter Eddie Hearn questions whether Tyson Fury is still at his best, pointing out that Joshua stopped Jake Paul in 4 rounds while Fury needed 12 against Arslanbek, yet still wants another tune-up before facing AJ.
And if he feels like he needs a good fight, I like that, because what that's telling me is he ain't quite sure of himself. Because he did 12 good rounds with Makhmudov, right? To a point where, do you really need more rounds?
Well, that's what the fans will say. Does he need one more? Because it inserts that jeopardy that it could go wrong.
Yeah, and he said to us, oh, you don't need another fight. We had 4 rounds with Jake Paul. I mean, in 2 years of boxing. Like, come on, you had 12 rounds with Makhmudov at Tottenham. But you still feel like you need more rounds to prepare yourself for Anthony Joshua. But let me tell you something now. More rounds ain't going to help you. Because I see it, when Makhmudov came forward in that fight, I just know what AJ's going to do. If we keep this confidence, if we can go in there and put a great performance together on July 25th, we go into that Tyson Fury fight with so much momentum.
As for the Kristian Prenga fight, the intensity continues to rise, with both men making it clear there will be no respect once the opening bell rings. Prenga believes he is operating on a completely different level and has promised to expose Joshua in the ring. Joshua, meanwhile, remains focused on making a statement and proving he is ready for the biggest fights ahead, with both fighters fighters exchanging bold warnings, the stage is set for an all-out war.
You never feel that my punch.
It's good. I like it.
I promise you, brother.
I respect it.
I respect you too. You're a great boxer, you're a great fighter, but in the ring, I don't have respect for my father.
You know, you don't have no respect for the fighter.
For the...
No, he respects you as a fighter.
Okay.
I respect you a lot. You're a great fighter ever, brother, but in the ring, I don't have respect for nobody.
You know, when I was taking my notes, when I was watching you, one of the things I said, I swear to God, I said, I want you to show me no respect. And this is perfect for me, so thank you. I want you to come in the ring and give me no respect and try and do what you think you can do best.
Pressure surrounding this fight continues to build. Prenga's team has repeatedly argued that Joshua is in a lose-lose situation, and Gareth A. Davies believes there is truth to that claim. In his view, if Joshua can stop Prenga within 2 or 3 rounds, it sends a powerful comeback message to the heavyweight division. But if the fight drags on, Prenga's criticism gains credibility. The expectation is simple. Joshua is returning from defeat, and his comeback must look like a true heavyweight statement performance.
The thing about he's saying about AJ is this is a lose-lose for him, and unless AJ goes in there and dominates him and knocks him out, which I believe he'll do inside 3 rounds, if not 2, I think it is a lose-lose for him, and I think Prenga's right in that respect to throw that out there.
Absolutely. Again, that's the mind games, you know, and I think that Prenga's spot on with that analogy. You know, Anthony Joshua has to go in there, he has to be spiteful, he has to get the job done for me inside 3 rounds as well. There's no feeling out process. You've got to go in there and show that you are back, make a statement. I think that's what he has to do, AJ. So he's in a lose-lose situation, you know, going into this one, because that's what people expect.
And he hasn't actually won a genuine fight, because you can't, even though we were there, we covered it, it was a great occasion.
With Oleksandr Usyk insisting that Anthony Joshua will overpower Prenga, much of the boxing world seems to agree with that outlook. Under Usyk's mentorship, experts believe Joshua is entering the ring as a sharper and more complete version of himself, shaped by elite-level guidance. Expectations are rising that he will deliver a statement performance and silence doubts. A shock outcome is still being talked about, but most now expect Joshua to take control and secure a convincing win.
He needs to have a great camp, to have all the Usyk guys around him, and go out there and prove that he's tip-top.
Absolutely. Listen, he's out training in Valencia with Team Usyk. I think that, you know, he's been under the watchful eye of them. He said he's made improvements, not just physically, but mentally. The training regime has been military as well, and you're going to see a new improved Anthony Joshua. And I know it, even at the age of 36, people are saying, how can you improve? Well, he says that he has improved, and that has been under the tutelage of Team Usyk. It's going to be interesting.
I think psychologically they've been brilliant for him, and Oleksandr Usyk is his new mentor and cheerleader, and I love all that.
The excitement around the world keeps growing, but Tim Bradley is far from impressed. Speaking about the matchup, he calls it a complete mismatch and questions the decision to keep pushing what he sees as uncompetitive fights. Bradley also criticizes the promotion, labeling it another charity-style bout and a cash grab for Joshua, similar to his fight against Jake Paul. In his view, these are not true tests, but carefully built events that protect reputation more than challenge it.
I know they're gonna get in the ring. However, it's a complete mismatch. You know, as far as experience goes, as far as it's everything. You know, this is another charity case. Netflix, y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all can't be letting these promoters bully y'all, man, into giving y'all this type of shit. It's trash, it really is. You know, y'all did that with Fury. Fury is supposed to, y'all paid for a body and y'all didn't get it. You know, at least Anthony Joshua, over the last couple of charity cases he didn't have, there's another one.
Furthermore, Tim Bradley insists fighters like Prenga, coming from kickboxing backgrounds, are becoming a real danger for Joshua. He points back to Oleksandr Usyk's warning after his own experience with Rico Verhoeven, saying it exposed how quickly kickboxers can adapt and challenge traditional boxers. Bradley praises Prenga as a 2-time kickboxing world champion who has already stepped into boxing with confidence. While he still feels Prenga lacks Joshua's experience, he warns that Joshua could still be pushed into a nervous and unpredictable fight.
You know, saw what happened with Usyk. You know, this dude is a 2-time world champion in kickboxing that, you know, Anthony Joshua's facing. He got ring awareness, got some skill, you know, but don't have the experience. I feel don't have the experience, especially for a guy like, you know, Anthony Joshua. Or he shouldn't, or he could surprise us. Could surprise us because for some apparent reason, man. You know, these guys, they don't get up for these names, especially older guys in the sport. Older guys in the sport like Anthony Joshua that have been around for a long time, they need to have, they got to feel nervous.
And this is exactly how Kristian Prenga enters this fight with full confidence, insisting the clash with Anthony Joshua will not reach the later rounds. Speaking through a translator, he reflects on Joshua's setbacks and time away from the ring, calling it his moment to take advantage. Prenga believes he has the power and timing to end the fight early, repeatedly stressing that it will not go past 10 rounds. His tone remains firm as he predicts a decisive finish before the championship rounds even begin.
He went through a lot of stuff, right? And go ahead, bro. He went through a lot of stuff. He was out of boxing for a while. He had the car accident, which he feels sorry for it. And it's his time.
It's your time now.
Yep.
Do you believe you can knock him out?
I believe, I promise you, it's not gonna go 10 rounds in the fight.
Prenga also makes it clear that he does not see himself as a traditional boxer, but as a pure fighter built for war inside the ring. He describes his mentality as aggressive and relentless, someone who thrives in chaos rather than structure. Confident in his ability to upset expectations, he tells fans that he is coming to shock the world. With that mindset, Prenga positions himself as the underdog ready to rewrite the narrative on the biggest stage of his career.
I'm a fighter. I'm not a boxer, I'm a fighter. I fight. I'm gonna shock the world, brother. I'm gonna shock the world.
Promoter Lou DiBella has added his own blunt assessment of Prenga, suggesting the matchup itself raises serious questions. He describes Prenga as a physically imposing and tough presence, the kind of heavyweight who can trouble anyone if given space to land clean shots. While acknowledging his strength and durability, DiBella still doubts whether he belongs at the highest level. His comments add another layer to the debate, with opinions sharply divided on how competitive this fight will truly be.
Certainly shouldn't be in the ring with a doorman. Sure. And that's what Kristian Prenga is. I know him very well. I tried to sign him multiple times. As an opponent, more as an opponent who sold tickets for Broadway boxing, to fight other pedestrian sort of heavyweights that I thought he wouldn't even beat, but he was a ticket seller. He is a very physically strong, just cock-strong dude. He's just like a doorman, like literally a doorman at a nightclub kind of guy. But you wouldn't want to be hit flush by him if you weren't looking. The kick and punch, if you be slow, but I mean, if you don't see him and he telegraphs a punch at you and it lands, he might hurt you.
Lou DiBella doubled down on his criticism, going even further in questioning Prenga's place near elite-level competition. He argues that Prenga is nowhere close to the environment Anthony Joshua operates in, not even in sparring discussions or gym comparisons. DiBella points out his knockout record, but suggests the level of opposition raises doubts about its real value. His comments continue to fuel controversy around the fight, sharpening the divide between supporters and skeptics of Prenga's challenge.
But does he belong near Anthony? He doesn't belong in the same freaking gym, doesn't belong in the same state or country, doesn't belong in a sparring session. In fact, the people around Anthony wouldn't really pick him as a sparring partner against a good heavyweight because he's not going to give you that kind of work. You know, he had a lot of knockouts on his record. He's got a 21-1 record, even though he fought Bozo the Clowns.
Is there, okay, so I understand, I had mixed feelings about the announcement
No, there's no mixed feelings. That's not a fight, dude.
No,
that's an
Is there grace to be had that the fact that he
the accident, no.
Why?
No, dude, come on, man.
DiBella does not hold back when discussing whether Joshua truly needs this fight, arguing that it serves no real purpose for his career direction. In his view, Joshua has already faced enough unusual matchups, including his fight with Jake Paul, making this one even harder to justify. He is not willing to label it as a tune-up or a warm-up bout. Instead, he openly questions why the fight is happening at all and what it truly proves for Joshua moving forward.
Look at his whole career.
I'm not
He's earned his living outside of it. No, it's not a fight.
It's a tune-up.
It's not even a tune-up. What are you tuning up? The you tuning up? How are you getting better fighting a guy that can't fight at all?
For the record, I hate the fact that we're not getting Fury Joshua
No,
next.
I don't give a shit about that. You know what? If he needed, first of all, I don't get the argument he needed to fight.
Deontay?
He didn't need to fight. He just fought Jake Paul. What the does he have to fight?
And then he got into a car accident.
So what?
And he almost died.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit.
No, I mean, two people in the car.
Two people in the car died, but he wasn't seriously hurt. But that's neither here nor there.
An inch
Does
away.
he need it for his confidence? Wait, was his confidence shot because people died? What? Explain
Maybe.
to me. No, come on, man, stop.
What are you talking about?
No, I mean, what am I talking about? He's fighting a hobo.
Adding to the discussion is sparring partner Matty Harris, who has recently worked closely with Anthony Joshua in camp. Having also shared rounds with Rico Verhoeven during preparation for Oleksandr Usyk, Harris brings a unique perspective on elite-level power and timing. From what he has seen, Joshua has clearly sharpened his game and added new layers to his approach. Harris is convinced this version of Joshua will overwhelm Prenga and predicts a brutal, one-sided beating inside the ring.
You can tell he's in a different place now. Like, he looks a lot more focused. It's seeing his eyes. The eyes don't lie. So, honestly, I think he's looking dangerous.
A lot of people we're wondering what kind of version of AJ we're going to see on July 25th. You know, you talk about the eyes don't lie.
He will go in there and he's going to demolish him. I don't think. He's not the kind of guy that plays games. I think he's going to go in there and absolutely demolish this fella.
Adding on, Duke McKenzie questioned the logic behind any warm-up opponent for Tyson Fury, especially if it is someone like Andy Ruiz. He argued there is no real sense in it, pointing out that Ruiz's style is completely different from Anthony Joshua. Unlike Joshua's long reach and height, Ruiz is a shorter pressure fighter, which makes the matchup stylistically wrong and not truly relevant as preparation for a potential Fury and Joshua clash.
There was no credence or real significance or real sense behind, I suspect is a better way of phrasing it, in Tyson Fury taking on Andy Ruiz in preparation for the Joshua fight, is there?
No, there's absolutely no sense in it. Stylistically, Andy Ruiz is all wrong, isn't he? He's not 6'6" or however tall Joshua is. You know, he's not got long arms, he's short, he's diminutive, and he's a little pressure fighter. So stylistically, that fight's all wrong.
As the discussion continued, Spencer added that regardless of who Fury faces, it will likely be nothing more than a workout-type fight. He suggested it will simply be about going through the motions, shaking off ring rust, and staying active. According to him, the goal is not challenge, but consistency, allowing Fury to remain sharp and ready while building toward the bigger fights ahead.
Where do we think then, Spence, given the fact that it's not going to be someone of Ruiz's caliber, it's going to be more someone of the caliber that's comparable to who Anthony Joshua is fighting, with all due respect to the fighter.
Yeah.
Can you see where that sort of manifests itself?
I don't know where it manifests itself, but that's what it will be. It will be like just a workout, like what Anthony Joshua was going through, just to go through those motions again, keep that ring rust away so that he can stay active.
Moving on to the anticipation for Joshua fighting Fury next, the stakes are higher. Standing firm on his stance, Max Kellerman insists Arslanbek Makhmudov did cause problems for Tyson Fury, and believes that if Anthony Joshua applies the same relentless pressure with his own athleticism, he could overwhelm Fury. However, Kellerman still argues Fury gains more from this matchup in terms of legacy, pointing out that over time, he has repeatedly proven himself as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Makhmudov gave Tyson, I don't know if he gave him problems, but you could see where if Tyson was less than his best, he could have had problems early in the fight with Makhmudov, who maybe won the first round or two just with pressure. The best version of Joshua, I believe still, is a cut above Makhmudov. What does that look like if Joshua can apply steady pressure against Fury? But speaking of pressure, who is under more for this fight? AJ or Fury, right? It's Tyson Fury, clearly, because he will be the big favorite coming in. Because Tyson Fury demonstrated over time that he is among the great heavyweight champions of all time.
Seconding how the result of this massive matchup could change every perspective, Max Kellerman suggests the outcome would reshape how both fighters are viewed in the sport. In doing so, he compares the stakes by linking Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, and Tyson Fury into the same conversation around legacy and performance levels. Kellerman believes this fight would not only define careers, but also shift public perception of where each man truly stands among boxing's elite, especially if either fighter delivers a dominant statement win.
So Fury comes into this fight really with everything to lose. He's expected to win. That should allow AJ to fight a looser fight than he would otherwise. Like in this scenario, not that it's as extreme, but AJ is the Jake Paul and Tyson Fury is the AJ, in the sense that, man, it's bad for Tyson Fury at this point if he's upset by Anthony Joshua. And think about what it would mean for Anthony Joshua's legacy if he would win this fight. Like, it would finally prove the naysayers, and I'm looking at you, Shady, I know you're watching somewhere, it would finally prove the naysayers wrong about Anthony Joshua.
With opinions clashing and confidence rising on both sides, all eyes now turn to what happens when the bell finally rings. Joshua enters with renewed belief, Prenga walks in with knockout promises, and the boxing world is split right down the middle. One fight, two narratives, and everything to prove inside the ropes. Don't forget to subscribe, drop your prediction in the comments, and stay tuned for full fight night breakdowns as this story continues to unfold.